Hello everyone. On the demand of first year students, I am going to discuss all the topics of Unit 3, that is transformers. I have already discussed some topic of Unit 3. However, in this video lecture, briefly I will discuss all those topics as well as the remaining topic of transformer will be discussed in details. So carefully see the topic of transformers and try to understand it. This is the syllabus of Unit 3, in which the topics are ideal and practical transformer, EMF equation, equivalent circuit of transformer, losses in transformers, and regulation and efficiency. So let us start with the basic of transformer, and then gradually we will try to find the EMF equation for the transformer. Before this, we discuss about the ideal and practical transformer. A transformer is a device that converts one AC voltage to another AC voltage at the same frequency. It consists of one or more coils of wire wrapped around a common ferromagnetic core. These coils are usually not connected electrically together. However, they are connected through the common magnetic flux confined to the core. The key point in this definition is it transfers the AC voltage from the primary to secondary coil at the same frequency, and ideally the power in primary coils and secondary coils are also same. Voltages may change, consequently current may change, but the multiplication of voltage and current, that is power, is constant ideally. Also, generally we use two coils in a single phase transformer. Now, transformer characteristics. The main characteristics of a basic transformer is it has no moving parts, means transformer is a static device. No electrical connection between the primary and secondary windings, means transformer can be used in isolation. Only magnetic coupling is there. There is no electrical connections. So the third point is windings are magnetically coupled. The fourth, it is very robust and durable in construction. Efficiency of transformer is very high since it is a static device, so one can obtain more than 95% efficiency in case of transformer. And the last characteristics is frequency is unchanged. This characteristics of transformer makes it very suitable for the electrical distribution. Let us say if you are supplying 50 Hz AC signal at the primary side, the same 50 Hz signal will be obtained at the secondary side. Generally, primary winding is connected to the AC supply, means AC source, and secondary winding is connected to the load, the desired load. Working principle of transformer. The principle of transformer is Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So in this diagram we can note some points. There are two types of windings in a single phase transformer. This is a single phase transformer. These are primary windings and secondary windings. The primary winding is connected to the alternating voltage source and the secondary winding is connected to the load. Here the AC source is V1 and load is ZL. A AC current flows in the primary winding when it is connected to an alternating voltage source, here V1. So due to the V1 current, AC current I1 will flow in the primary winding. This current establishes a flux phi which moves from the primary winding to the secondary winding through low reluctance magnetic core. So in low reluctance magnetic core, as you know, the flux can establish in a loop. About 95% of this flux moves from the primary to the secondary through the low reluctance path of magnetic core, and consequently, according to the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, a voltage will be induced across the secondary winding as well as in the primary winding. Due to this voltage, a current will flow through the load if it is connected with the secondary winding. Hence the primary voltage is transferred to the secondary winding without a change of frequency. So due to the current I1, flux established in the low reluctance path, and consequently E1 and E2 generated in primary and secondary windings respectively. If a load is connected to the secondary winding across E2, then a current I2 will flow through the load. This is the basic working principle of transformer. Now let us understand flux in transformer. In this diagram, you can see that there is a flux phi m and there is a flux phi 1L at the primary side and phi 2L at the secondary side. Now let us understand the meaning of this path, this flux. The current in the primary winding establishes a flux. The flux that moves from the primary to secondary and links both the windings is called the mutual flux, and its maximum value is represented here as a phi m. means due to the current I1, a flux generated in primary winding which propagates or makes loop in low reluctance path, and the maximum amplitude of that flux which linkages the primary winding with the secondary winding is called as phi m. Now this phi L1 1L and phi 2L, these are the leakage flux. Leakage flux means flux which links only the primary winding and complete the magnetic path through the surrounding airs. These are known as primary leakage flux phi 1L. Similarly, phi 2L is the secondary leakage flux. It is a flux which links only the secondary winding and completes the magnetic path through the surrounding air. So this phi 1L and phi 2L are the leakage flux. It is the undesired flux, where phi m is the desired flux. The next topic is ideal transformer. So an ideal transformer is one which does not supply any energy to the load. It means the secondary winding is an open circuit. You can see here the secondary winding is open circuited. So this is the first condition. Secondary winding is open, so there is a no load. It is a no load transformer, and these are the main points of an ideal transformer. Means no winding resistance are there, no leakage flux and leakage inductance, self inductance and mutual inductance are 0, no losses due to resistance, inductance, hysteresis or eddy current, as well as coefficient of coupling is unity. It means the primary winding flux is 100% coupled with the secondary flux. Whatever the flux induces in primary winding is 100% linked with the secondary winding, and it is complete ideally. Theoretically it is not possible because there is some leakage flux are there in primary winding as well as the secondary winding. Now the second diagram this shows that the V1 voltage supply, AC voltage supply at the primary side, and the current I1. Current I1 is lag behind by 90 degree because the coil is assumed as a pure inductive circuit. Ideally, practically it is not 90 degree. However, the current is lagging but not exactly by 90 degree, as you know. So current I1 is lagging behind voltage V1 by exact 90 degree due to the pure inductive type of circuit at the primary side. I1 is equal to Im. Im is a current which induces flux phi m. So phi m is lagging behind V1 by 90 degree, and the EMF induced in primary as well as secondary E1 is same as V1. The magnitude of E1, which is the EMF induced in primary winding, is same as V1 if there is no resistance losses in the primary coil. Ideally we are assuming there's no winding resistance. So if no winding resistance, V1 is equal to E1 but with 180 degree phase shift. Means you can say that V1 is equal to minus of E1. So this is the primary side phasor diagram of ideal transformer. So this is the, you can say, main points or condition for the ideal transformer. Now let us see the EMF equation of transformer. This equation already be discussed earlier. However, see again, the primary winding draws a current when it is connected to an alternating voltage source. This primary sinusoidal current produces a sinusoidal flux that can be represented as phi is equal to phi m sin omega t, where phi m is the maximum amplitude of the flux. The instantaneous EMF induced in the primary winding is, let us say, E1 is equal to minus N1 d phi by dt, and for the secondary winding is minus N2 d phi by dt. Now put phi is equal to phi m sin omega t, you can get E1 is equal to minus N1 d by dt phi m sin omega t. On differentiating phi m sin omega t, you are getting minus N1 omega phi m cos omega t or sin omega t minus 90 degree. However, in both cases you are getting E1. For finding the E max, the maximum value of E1, we have to put cos omega t is equal to 1, because we know that the maximum value of cos theta or sin theta is 1. So the E max 1 is minus N1 omega phi m, and as you know, the RMS value E1 is equal to E maximum by root 2, and you can also put omega is equal to 2 pi f, so we can get N1 2 pi f phi m by root 2, which is equal to 4.44 f phi m N1, where N1 is the number of turns at the primary side, phi m is the maximum flux linked with the secondary winding, means primary to secondary, and similarly you can calculate the E2 by putting phi is equal to phi m sin omega t, and consequently you will get E2 is equal to 4.44 f phi m n2. So this is very simple expression for EMF equation of transformer. I hope you can easily understand and you can explain in your exam. Turns ratio of transformer. The turns ratio is used to identify the step up and step down transformers. According to Faraday's laws, the induced EMF in the primary E1 and the secondary E2 windings are E1 is equal to minus N1 d phi by dt and E2 is equal to minus N2 d phi by dt, as we used in the EMF equation of transformer. So by this we can get E1 by E2 is equal to N1 by N2. So this E1 and E2 is the EMF in the primary side and EMF in the secondary side, and N1 by N2 is called as the turns ratio, and here it is denoted by A. Now when N2 is greater than N1, the transformer is called a step up transformer, because if the number of turns in secondary winding is higher compared to the number of turns in primary side, at the secondary side means across the load you are getting higher voltage compared to the primary side, so it is called step up transformer. Your voltage is going to be increased. Conversely, when N1 is greater than N2, the transformer is called as a step down transformer. At the secondary side, we are getting less voltage compared to the primary side. And there is one more condition: when N1 is equal to N2, the voltage in primary side is equal to the voltage at secondary side, and this type of transformer is called as a impedance transformer, because these transformers are used in electrical circuit to match the impedance or to make the electrical isolation. Since the losses are zero in an ideal transformer, in this case the input power of the transformer is equal to its output power of the transformer. V1 I1 is equal to V2 I2. So the turns ratio can be written in terms of current, and now it is I2 by I1. So V1 by V2 is equal to I2 by I1 is equal to A. The input and output power of an ideal transformer P in is V1 I1 cos phi 1 and P out is equal to V2 I2 cos phi 2. Again, for an ideal condition, the angle phi 1 and phi 2 is equal. This is the angle between V and I, voltage and current. So it is equal. Similarly, you can see the P out, that is power at the out means across the load side, so it is at the secondary side, V2 I2 cos phi 2. You can write V2 is equal to V1 by A, so V1 by A into A I1 cos phi 1, because V2 is equal to V1 by A and I2 is equal to A into I1. A and A is going to be cancelled out, so P out is equal to P in. It is a very simple proof from the turns ratio. You can prove that P out is equal to P in and Q out is equal to Q in. This is the very simple and good example for the turns ratio and primary full load current and secondary full load current. The number of turns in the secondary coil of 22 kVA, 2200 volt and 220 volt single phase transformer is 50. So find the number of primary turns. For this, the voltage at the primary side and secondary side is given, so you can easily calculate the turns ratio. A is equal to V1 by V2, which is equal to 10. Now from the turns ratio, A is equal to N1 by N2, so N1 is equal to A into N2, 50 into 10 is equal to 500. So number of turns at the primary side is 500. Now primary full load current can be calculated by 22 kVA and 2200 volt rating. 22 kVA is the rating for the transformer, while 2200 volt and 220 volt shows the primary side voltage and secondary side voltage. So just by dividing this 22 kVA divided by 2200, we can find the full load current at the primary side as I1 is equal to 10 ampere and at the secondary side I2 is equal to 100 ampere. This is the second example in which the turns ratio formula as well as the EMF equation has been used. A 25 kVA single phase transformer has the primary and secondary number of turns of 200 and 400 respectively. The transformer is connected to 220 volt 50 Hz source. Calculate turns ratio and mutual flux in the core. So for finding turns ratio, A is equal to N1 by N2, it is 0.5. And for finding the flux, mutual flux in the core, you can apply the EMF equation of transformer. E1 is equal to 4.44 frequency phi m N1. So phi m can be calculated as V1 by 4.44 F into N1, and you can find this phi m is equal to 4.95, milliweber.